To do a kind of an end of month-long event, preparing for the upcoming event. Little chat. I didn't advertise this out to anybody. I figured I would just talk, and hopefully it'll record. And then from there we can just take that, give that out. I've got the sound on. Turn that off. All right, sorry about that. You probably get a little loop there for a second. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to talk real quick about the closing out of this event and the upcoming events that some of us in the faction are planning on. As you can see, we are down to less than a day for the Snoop Dogg Summer Jam month-long event to be over. So this point is when I am attempting to do some housekeeping, just to make sure that I didn't leave things undone that I could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the contests, and we're just going to start there. So the Seth Rollins contest is coming to an end as well. I'm really really close to getting the next milestone, so I should do something about that. So, you know, one of the options I have to at least get to the next level is I can increase the talent of a striker, modern era, and I could knock that out pretty quick, right? But there is something that popped up today that's pretty typical with these contests, and that is there is a new tour. So, hopefully by clicking on that, it'll take me to the tour, but apparently it won't because I need to actually come down here and do it. So, we do have this brand new Sasha tour, and on this tour is some more points for that contest somewhere, I believe. There better be, otherwise I'm going to have to do the talent up. Okay, yes, so there are points available this way. Let's see which Sashas you can use. That's not a Sasha. Go to contest. Alright, so any Sasha for normal. Let's check out what hard looks like. Hard. We've got any Sasha. I'm going to put a Sasha in there so it stops constantly trying to use Charlotte Flair. And finally in hell mode, what do we got? Also, so that's good there too. So the Sasha Banks that maybe you've been working on all month long can be used on that entire tour to rack up some more points to maybe get some more milestones for that particular event. So that's item number 1. Item number 2, the feud is pretty much come to an end. We've got, again, the timer on that still going. There's some stuff you can do that actually will get us credit there if you do any sort of talent increase. Personally, I say save it. Don't worry about it. It would be nice to get into the top 100 in this particular event, and you could do so by leveling up some superstars. But for those of us that are trying to save up for future contests, don't waste your level ups right before a level up competition. And this is actually pretty typical of the way Scopely operates, is that they will try to entice you into doing something in a contest right before there's about to be a bigger contest that uses the same scoring system. So that way you use up what you have now, and then you need coin and you need TP to compete in the next event because you used it all up in this event. So these are just to kind of lure you into spending some resources in the hopes that you'll have to go out and buy some stuff in the shop because you've used up what you've got. So don't fall for it. But I would say go in here and make sure this part here, which was all about the war score, that you've that's the only way you could increase the points there, was to actually score points in the feud. Make sure you've actually claimed all your milestones for this, because claiming those milestones gets the entire faction credit in this, and who knows if that's enough to get us into the top 100. I don't know, but that is something that you could do. Finally, let's take a look at the actual individual solo contest for the month-long event that's coming to an end. This was not one of the ones that I was pursuing very heavily. I was preparing some of my wrestlers for the October event, and so I was able to get some credit along the way. And there is some stuff in here that I'm still going to try to knock out. Like, I'm going to do everything that I personally can to get as many points as possible, hit as many milestones, get as much resources. Basically, anything I can do that doesn't cost me money, that gets me rewards, I'm going to milk that for everything it's worth. So I've got a couple of showdowns I can do and get some credit there. I don't have any of the Snoop Dogs, so I can't do anything with that at all. And then let's go ahead and take a look at what else we've got going on. We've got the Snoop Dogg's Summer Jam Faction Contest. We're doing great in that. We're kind of close to maybe getting another milestone. So this is one of those things where, again, if people can go in, check all those tours, make sure you've done everything you possibly can that has any points that could go towards the faction. You know, maybe we can nab another almost 2 million points and get another milestone for everybody. So sometimes in these situations, I like to see if I want to go ahead and spend the TP to close the gap and get the next reward. Actually, in this case, I don't. I'm hoarding my TP, so I don't want to do that now. And then this is just a repeat of the contest on the main board. And then finally, this was something that that was kind of new, I think. I don't remember seeing this with any of the other month-long contests, but they actually did a totally separate contest for the free character for the month where you got credit for all of the special tokens, all of the coin, and all of the TP that you used to level up Sasha Banks. You can see from mine, I still have one more milestone to go. And even though it kind of violates my rule of not spending coin or TP when I don't get credit for it, this is a small enough gap, and there's some stuff in there that I think is worth go ahead and eat some coin without getting any credit for it. And in a way, I am getting credit for it, right? Because I'm spending coin to level up and get another milestone out of that. So I'm probably going to go ahead and take care of that. Then beyond that, housekeeping is to go into your events. Make sure you've done everything you possibly can in here. We've already talked about this particular one, and there's now a new Sasha Banks tour in there. Let's go ahead and get that knocked out. If you were fortunate enough to get any of the wrestlers that were offered this month, you know, make sure to go in here. If you've worked on them, make sure to go in here and actually run through some of these and get some of the resources from these. I personally feel that these victory tours for getting those wrestlers that they make so difficult to get, that the victory tour rewards on there are kind of lame. I really wish, you know, Scopely, if you're listening, if you've got spot... Oh, why can't people see it? Yeah, I don't know what the heck is going on there, sporty girl. It's so annoying. So are you just getting a black screen? Yeah, I'm connected and I can see it. Just the milestone page. Oh, that's weird. So black screen and a milestone page. Well, hopefully the recording of it comes out better than what y'all are seeing when you're Yeah, and I think the last one I did, the recording of it, once it was all done, actually came out fine. On that note, I got a shame on you from Twitch about using copyrighted music in my videos, so it was muting out the sound of me talking, which isn't very helpful if what I'm doing is trying to talk to y'all. So having Twitch mute out my voice in the recordings when I'm trying to talk to y'all because I'm being DJ in the background at the same time. I guess I'm going to have to knock that off. Maybe just have some royalty-free music playing in the background. So yeah, anyway, if you're having trouble actually seeing the screen, hopefully the recording of it will be okay and you can watch the recording. I don't want to stop it and start it over. That caused some issues for people the last time where they got sort of kicked out and couldn't get back in. So I don't want to do that again. So I'm just going to roll forward with this. There is going to be some stuff that you probably will want to look at after because it is sort of visual. All right. That's cool, Jaybird. Okay, so you can see it on the app. Yeah, I can see it on the app too. I connected my phone to it and I can see it, and I've got it up on my computer screen and I can see it, but since I'm logged in as myself and I'm the one doing the streaming, I don't know if that makes a difference. So if people who are not logged in as me can't see it, hopefully you'll be able to see the recording after. All right. So anyway, I was dogging on Scopely for having lame rewards in their victory tours. But go ahead and if you have any of the wrestlers that for the victory tour, if you're lucky enough to get them and you've put any work into talent, increasing their talent, then be sure to go ahead and at least go in there and get what you can. And then you have the main Summer Jam tour. Make sure you go in here and you do everything you possibly can in here. Sometimes this one that was Snoop Dogg only was super annoying. Let's see. I'm curious to know if they changed. Hey, look at that. So you actually can use, not very strong, but I can actually use somebody now. So that's cool because originally it was just the Snoop Dogs. So I kind of figured that some people were probably pretty pissed off about that and they maybe backed off of that. So anyway, so that Top Dogs tour, if you haven't done that because you didn't have a wrestler you could use, the striker version of Roman Reigns, it looks like you can use now, so that's cool if you want to go through. But just just go back through all those Summer Jam tours and any ones you did not finish, try to finish. Any of them you couldn't finish at 3-star to allow you access to the Hard or the Hell, see if you can do it now. And the reason you want to try it again is maybe over the month you've gone in and you've increased your tour perks, right? So at the beginning of the month you don't have any perks on, and then as the month goes on, if you invest in perks, then your perks start to increase, and one of those perks is the tour perk. So if you've gotten your tour perk stronger, perhaps you have the ability now to win some of these matches that maybe before you couldn't. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna try to use my striker Roman Reigns, who's not very strong, but I should be able to at least maybe make it through the normal level. So collect some resources there. And then I have a ton of work to do on Hell mode. I tend to basically with these, I tend to do them as they come out. I get as far as I can without using any health, without using any of the special cards, without using any of the quote unquote cheats to try to get past anything. I try to get as far as I can, and as soon as I lose a match, I stop, and then I wait for my tour perks to build up, and then I come back and I do the matches again with perks and with the those cards, which the name of the cards, what the heck are they called? Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the cards that allow you to increase your MP, decrease MP, break loot boxes, all kinds of different stuff, but you get to take 3 of those cards with you to try to help you win matches. So I will use those cards in the Hell tours sometimes to try to get deep particularly if it's a month-long event I'm actually trying to compete in and I'm trying to pursue the month-long wrestler. I want to grab as many of those shards as I possibly can. But it is something where I will go in from time to time and I will do something I don't tend to do, which is to try really, really hard to win matches I normally can't win. But really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get as many damn shards for the month-long event wrestler as I possibly can, even if it's not a month where I'm trying to necessarily win. And the reason why, but nothing crazy, like I have to feel like I'm pretty close to being able to win the match without them to actually go ahead and use them. So I don't want to just use them any time, and burn through them. I want to make sure I'm using them. You don't know either, do you, Jay? Yeah, for the longest time I knew because people would talk about it. You had the Shangos, which were the ones that I think the Shangos were the ones that decreased your opponent's MP, and then there was the like Bret Hart ones or whatever that boosted your MP. But yeah, I can't remember what the hell they call those cards. Anyway, okay. There's the smarty sporty girl. Yes, props. Thank you. That was gonna drive me crazy. Anyway, so yeah, if I feel like I'm close enough that I'm just a hair away from probably being able to win the match, I'll go ahead and use the props to yeah. When I'm doing the feud and we're in the very last, like the last hour of the feud, and I'm loading up my roster to the gills with people and I'm gonna burn it down, I'll use some props during that time to try to get as many wins as I can to really get some big points there at the end. But yeah, I tend to save the props too, and really the very tail end of feud and these situations where I'm so close to being able to win a match and I just need a little bit of an edge, I'll use them in those if I feel like the prizes are worth it, if the juice is worth the squeeze. So anyway, yes. So go through all your normals, all your hards, all your hells, see if you can win matches you previously couldn't. And another thing to check is maybe you could win matches with a normal wrestler, but you couldn't win the match with the bonus contest wrestler. Well, maybe you have the contest wrestler and they just weren't strong enough. But maybe with the not feud perks, but with the tour perks, maybe they are now, right? So go back and find the spot where you no longer could win with the contest wrestler and you had to use, some other wrestler to keep going. And see if now maybe you can get whatever the contest bonus is for that match. So again, like I said, this is housekeeping, right? So item number 3, boss time, right? Get as deep and as far as you can in the, that's what she said, as far as you can in this particular contest to try to get as many rewards if you've been working on the new Sasha Banks. And, the new Sasha Banks is decent. Not great, not terrible, but decent. And so there was no issues as far as like, do you feel like you're sinking resources into something worthless? She's actually okay. And, striker females have been a hard thing to come by. They're all generally some of the people that are more difficult to get, the striker female. So now being able to have a striker female that was freely available, that was a good person to invest some resources in if you needed a striker female. But yeah, go through. I've already wiped out normal and hard, so I just got to finish off the just got to finish off this final tour in hell, and then we're good to go there. All right, stipulation tours can eat it. I don't. It's just another damn thing to do. I wish Scopely would actually pay me money to play this game with as many things as they have us do. But again, hey, Scopely, again, props for this new thing to do all the dailies at once. That's a win. I got to give you some props for that. But yeah, that's it for the tours. So next comes, make sure that whatever resources you have that are going to expire in the next 24 hours or so, that you go ahead and use those as well. It's pretty typical that you collect stuff throughout the month that only is useful in this month, and then when the month is over, they're over. So in this particular case, we had the t-shirts. We had a variety of shirts, actually. I don't even know how you get some of them. I didn't get some of the ones that they had. I didn't get any of, so I don't even know how. Like these guys right here, this green shirt and this purple shirt. I don't know if they were in loot boxes or what the heck it was. Yeah, Scopely likes, they probably sit back and laugh. They probably have like a computer that shows them how long everybody's playing their game. And they're probably just like, oh, look, that person's been playing for 72 hours straight. Ha ha ha. And they still haven't caught up. Ha ha ha. Anyway, yeah. So, one of the things we've been getting with those SummerSlam coins, and they're for the new 5-star Emerald, which are required. 10 of those are required to take a wrestler from 5-star silver to 5-star gold. So you need 5-star Emerald tokens, and you need 10 of them. So those coins right there, I think I had 7 of those. So I put them all towards striker because I always take a striker up first to the next level, and then I'll start to take others up after. But I always, my zombie Triple H is my go-to for everything, right? So I want to be able to get him as high as I possibly can. So that's where I focused mine. If it's like any typical thing with Scopely, these are going to be really hard to come by. They're going to charge people for them. They're going to be, very difficult to achieve milestones. And then eventually they'll get easier to get. The 5-star diamonds, when they first started out, they were really difficult to come by. They were basically capitalizing on the whales to just go out there and just pay cash for these tokens in order to move their wrestlers up, right? So that's the typical process. They're going to put them out. They're going to make them expensive. The whales that have to be first for everything will go and jump on them and spend their money, and they'll grab them, and then eventually they'll start handing them out on street corners like they're candy, and then you'll just end up getting a ton of them. So if you're just patient and willing to wait, eventually these will become easier to get. And since we have a strong faction, we'll tend to be able to get them as faction rewards as well. These, I don't know how you got these. Total Team John points. I don't even have enough of them to do anything with it. It's like, oh, so close. And I don't even know, again, I don't know where they came from. The fact that I have a John anything at all, that wouldn't be something I'd be trying to get, so I don't know how that happened. That's what an owl says. And then these, again, not sure where they came for, but I had some. And so I've already bought some stuff with them. And then they have this lovely thing where you have to click 50 times, and you spend 1 each time, and Scopely can suck it. They're just like, hey, look at how many times we can make people click. If you've got enough coin to buy, you got enough shirts, SummerSlam prize wall shirts, to buy them all, have a freaking buy all button. You hear that, Scopely? If you're listening, have a buy all button. Not difficult. And moving on, star fragments. I like getting star fragments. I don't like paying $15 for them. So some stuff I did at the very beginning to help me get a jump start on using her. La 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 la. What do we got in here? We got more stuff you can buy and stuff that expired. I probably missed something cool in here that I could have had, but I wasn't paying attention. I claimed the last one of these. All right, now we're to the shirts that we've been getting all month. So if you're planning to save for the October month-long event, hopefully you haven't been just spending all of your shirts as you've gone along. Hopefully maybe you save some and can use them for some of the resource hoarding you want to do. So for the October event, you'll want Blitz tickets. I honestly can't tell you how many Blitz tickets. I'll try this next month coming up. I'll try to scout the month and sort of get a feel for how many Blitz tickets you might need throughout the entire month to do a full contribution to all the blitzes. That bot that tells people to follow me, every time I see that, I think somebody's trying to talk to me. No, Streamlabs, stop talking to me. Anyway, so yeah, you can spend some shirts to get some Blitz tickets if you're getting low. Gauntlet Blitz turnbuckles, Showdown turnbuckles. These are only good for the next 21 hours, and we're not going to have a Blitz or a Showdown in the next 21 hours. But I will say this. If you think that just seems silly, why would you buy turnbuckles that are about to be no good in 21 hours? Not for this particular event, but maybe in October. They always give you credit for spending turnbuckles, and that gives you credit towards the month-long event. So even if there's not going to be any more Gauntlet Blitzes and there's not going to be any more Showdowns, if you're actually pursuing the month-long event character, you may still want to buy those turnbuckles and spend them so that you can get credit towards the month-long event. So that's one area that people may leave a lot of points unclaimed, is that they haven't gone in and spent on the perks. And so by not spending on the perks, they haven't spent the turnbuckles, and by not spending the turnbuckles, they haven't been scoring points in the solo comp for the month-long event. So that is that is something that, even though all the events are over, if you're getting really, really close to a milestone and spending a couple of turnbuckles on a perk is enough to close the gap on that milestone and collect whatever reward it is, then maybe use some shirts there for that purpose. These TP packs are actually a decent value. One of the things I do is I look and I see how many shirts does TP and coin cost in the store, and then I use that to basically decide, is something a good deal or a bad deal. And these are actually kind of buy two, get one free. So basically you're paying for 50 TP and then you're getting another 25 TP basically for free. So that's a pretty good deal. If you got the shirts, definitely worth spending shirts on that. And then also, it has the nice benefit of spreading out the TP among, all 6 TP types are covered along the two different ones that you have there. All right, so now we're getting into these items, the premium and the champion. Remember that I'm going at this from the perspective of somebody trying to hoard resources. It's not so much about, if you want to go in here and spend your shirts on whatever it is that you need belts, you need turnbuckles, you need bags, TP, coin, straps, whatever, that's fine. However, if you're somebody who's trying to hoard resources so that we can attack a month-long event, it's helpful to know where you can use your shirts to get the most bang for the buck. So I'm going to show you something that I do. I don't have my nerd alert button active, but basically what I do is I try to analyze the packages that are available for the best value for someone who's hoarding. So let me show you what that looks like, if you can see the screen. Pow! Let's put that big old sucker up there. All right. So what are we looking at? So the top two lines are some of the prizes that are in there, how much coin is in them, how much TP is in them, how much they cost, how much they're worth, and then this value factor is basically comparing how much they cost to how much they're worth. And so what I do is I look at how much does small coin and small TP cost, right? And those values should come out to 1. And then I use those as a basis for whether or not the other packs are worth it or not. Ignore the level up pack. I stupidly bought the level up pack without even looking at how much it costs because it's always been the best bang for the buck. So I don't know how much bang for the buck it was this time, but historically it's always hands down the one thing that every single month you should go ahead and invest shirts in. They only allow you to buy one. That's all they've allowed so far, but definitely worth putting the shirts into that. Rackers 48. What's going on? Who is that? Do I know you? Are you in our faction? Or are you just somebody that found us? Anyway, I'll keep an eye out for your answer. Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to point out is the top group up here, the top group at the top is this month, and then this was the group down here at the bottom was last month, and Scopely likes to slip in some changes that people may or may not notice, and so they did one this time too, which is they decreased the value of some of the stuff by a lot. An example is like this champion shard pack. That's no joke. It's worth 160 shirts and they charge 1,860 shirts. Now there's other stuff in that pack. I don't want to pretend like it's completely worthless, but if the goal is to hoard resources to attack a month-long event, it's gone from not really being of great value to really, really not being of great value. Really, really, really ridiculously good looking. Anyway, so some things have gone up in value and some things have gone down in value. So if you just sort of assume everything from the previous month is going to be the same this month, it's just not. So what's interesting, though, I will say, is that the small coin and the small TP are now actually better values. So small coin and small TP used to be the worst value, and now small coin and small TP is actually a better value than the medium coin pack and the large TP pack, which is well, the large TP pack actually still a good value. I shouldn't say that. But the medium coin pack has actually gone down in value. So I don't know if it's trying to slip stuff past unnoticed and make people spend shirts on things that aren't really worth a lot, or it could be the other way around, which is they're trying to make the smaller stuff more rewarding so more people can get a bigger reward from spending on the smaller stuff. And so I'm usually suspect. But maybe there was some genuinely nice intentions, although I don't know why they had to go and screw all these combo packs in terms of value. So the combo packs, it used to be, some of them were actually pretty decent value. Like combo pack 1, I would buy all the time, right? Because it's worth, in last month, it was worth 2,160 shirts and it cost $1,560. But combo pack 1 is now, the value's $480, but the cost is $530. So you're actually spending more shirts than what it's worth. Again, from the perspective of somebody trying to get coin and TP. If you're trying to get the other stuff that's in the pack, that's fine. But in terms of what it's worth just to spend for coin and TP, it's not there. One thing I did notice that the massive TP and coin combo has also lost a little value. It's not as huge of a loss. It's 1.33 versus 1.39. but it has lost a little bit of value. But it's still, what the stuff that I'm buying with my shirts at the end is all stuff where this number is higher than 1. So I'm gonna grab anything that's higher than a 1 first. So I'll grab the large TP pack. I'll grab the massive TP coin combo. And then now, whereas I used to not really use my shirts on small coin and small TP until I bought some of the other stuff, now I'll go in and buy the small coin and small TP since its value is actually better than like the medium coin packs and stuff. And then these premium combos, 0.23, 0.62, right, versus 0.21, and then premium combo 2 used to be actually worth something. So it's not worth anything anymore. So that's kind of lame, but that is what it is. So anyway, if your plan is to hoard along with us, if you're in our faction, so that we can all go hard, the plan right now is to go after the October zombie event really hard and try to get as many people in the faction as far as possible in that. I would love to see us get to a point where, a ton of people get whoever the chase wrestler is that month. That would just be awesome. And if we don't do it because we don't have enough participation, maybe if we do get some pretty cool stuff, maybe some people will be interested in joining along with us the next time. But I think that's it for this particular conversation. It was really just to remind people to, we've got less than 24 hours before a lot of this stuff goes away. So, milk it for all it's worth. Get every last damn prize of tokens and t-shirts and whatever that you possibly can for free. And just hoard that crap. So, that's pretty much it. Unless, anybody wanted to have some conversations at all about anything they might have questions on. And shout out to the faction. We got off to a rough start in the Flash feud, and then, we were in the top 70 in that final feud. So everybody picked it up, and that was awesome to see. But I'll hang tight for a little bit and see if anybody has any questions they want to pop into chat. And after a few moments, if I don't see anything, I'll go ahead and end the broadcast, and we will do another one. I'll probably be doing them, hopefully, fairly frequently in the coming month, because the coming month is really going to be a lot of preparing for October. So it might be worth popping in and talking about some things for people who are interested in hoarding for the October event. No, Sporty Girl, I don't. The only way not buying Turnbuckles would hurt the team is if you thought not getting perks hurt the team, which I guess in a roundabout way it kind of does, because if you don't buy perks, maybe you don't do as well in the blitzes and the feuds and the showdown. So by not doing as well in those 3 events, you're not contributing as much as you could to the faction events. But it's a bigger impact to you personally in the solo competitions. So I would say it has a small impact to the faction. I don't know if putting an expectation on people to buy Turnbuckles would be fair, because most people would be able to, grind if they have a strong enough roster and enough talent. They can make a fair contribution to all of the faction events. But I can't think of a single time in which an actual faction event gave credit for using Turnbuckles. So plenty of the solo month-long stuff, but not the faction events. Yeah, I mean, if you have buckles and you don't use them, you're kind of hurting yourself. There's a lot of people that are, I call them the purists, right? Where they look down on people for using perks, and you're kind of just hurting yourself by not using the perks. Really, you're making everything harder on yourself, and you're going to, when you start to get stronger and you start to go, you start to end up feuding against top 10 factions, and you start showdowning against people in top 10 factions. They are loaded to the gills with every perk, every strap, every skill plate, every medal, every single thing possibly imaginable. So if you don't invest in the perks, it gets really hard. I mean, there's some elite wrestlers that you can use where it just doesn't matter all that much, but it's a tougher grind. Oh, that's a pretty good alarm. I'm smoking some meats right now, and I need to go check on them. Yeah, that's the thing, Jay. There's a lot of things in this game that I wish they weren't there, honestly, but they are, and other people use them. And if you get stubborn and you refuse to use them, all you're doing is just making it harder on yourself. So, I would prefer there weren't perks. I would prefer there weren't straps and medals and all that stuff, but there are. And so, since they're there, you got to figure out how to use them. And I mean, there's some cool things about it, like, with the straps and medals and stuff, it allows you to customize your superstar. So you can have the same wrestler that someone else has, and you've done a completely different, strap and medal set and maybe skill plate on them, and so you've made them kind of uniquely your own, and so that's kind of cool. But yeah, it's just yet another thing to have to mess with in the game. And then even the perks can sometimes be fun. They do different perks every month, so 1 month's feud perk might be a major boost to bleed damage, and then in another month it may be a major boost to blast gems or multiply gems. And so that can be kind of fun too, right? Like you can just, with my zombie Triple H with like the double bleed damage from the feud perk, and then the line fill bonus in the feud that doubled your bleed damage there, and then just loaded up with all the bleed damage trainers and coaches. I mean, it was just absurd. Yeah, definitely. And then that's the other thing, right? What if they have a perk for the feud that's like the green gem damage or power gem damage in the case of Sting, right? Sting's a green gem damage and a power gem damage person, so that with skill plates and medals and straps and stuff, it also allows you to basically take some pretty so-so wrestlers and make them kind of decent. One of the things I love to do is you take one of the medals that does really big bonus move damage, and you put that on like a so-so superstar who has 2 moves of that color. You can when you're on a tour being forced to use somebody you've never really worked on that much, like let's say they were, 5K talent or whatever, you put a strap on them with a move damage medal, and they've got 2 moves of that color, you can take out people way stronger than you. The downside is you got to actually use a strap on them, and straps are freaking expensive to take off and move. So once you put a strap on somebody, it really hurts to take it off. So you definitely don't want to be doing that a lot. But, you know, if you have straps to spare and the strap has a spot for move damage, and you happen to have a metal that does, you know, 30k move damage on up to 50k move damage, that allows you to take a really crappy wrestler and burn through a tour like all the way to, you know, typically almost hell mode. You can burn through just doing massive move damage with that strap and that metal. All right, gang. I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming out. It's funny to me that a video I don't even advertise draws more more attention than the one where I'm telling all the people that I chat with on Discord that I'm going to be live, and they don't show up, and then all of a sudden I get more people showing up to this random one I did. But hey, you know, streaming is what streaming is. I'm new to the game, but I appreciate, yeah, bye, Sporty. I'll catch y'all on the other side. I appreciate it, Jay. Thanks. I appreciate my friends popping in. Yeah. Stalkers. Exactly. All right, gang.